Qué bonito amor, yo lo quiero mucho, porque siente todo lo que siento yo. Ven juntito a mí, quiero que tus manos me hagan mil caricias, quiero estar en ti. Dame más amor, pero más y más. Quiero que me beses como tú me besas y después te vas. Yo comprendo que mi alma en la vida no tiene derecho de quererte tanto, pero siento que tu alma me grita.
So what's going on here? Doilies, tell us about it.
I make doilies that go in the gritty urban environment like around here with all the hard edges.
Yep.
And I want to feminize it. I want to spread a little domesticity around in the gritty, nasty city.
I love it. So you're taking that sort of like internal, domestic, sort of almost verging on mundane in a way.
Yes.
Everyday life.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it, the frills out to the streets.
This is a model for a sculpture that's going down at Whitehall and Water Street that the DOT is putting in the fall.
Yeah.
And this is a doily bench, a double doily bench. So you can it's going to be a public sculpture and a place you can sit.
So this will be a bench.
This will be a bench.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, it's out of aluminum and powder-coated aluminum, and it's going to be like 10 feet high.
And it's so beautiful because it's something that initially you'd look at it and go, wow, that's interesting, but the more you go, it's almost like a mandala or a snowflake.
Right. That's how I started. I started making mandalas, and then I've collected doilies for 30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
They're sort of refuge textiles that people throughout the anonymous women made, and they're quite beautiful. So now I want to take them and make them very public.
Fantastic. Now, have you got more out there?
Oh, I do. I do have more out there in that bag.
Doctor, can you just grab the bag, please? Yeah. And I'm just going to maybe get some volunteers from the audience. Maybe that handsome man with the slightly suspicious mo.
Yeah.
And maybe
that's an name from doily.
How about handsome over here with the shades on? Kane.
We're just doing a live show.
Can you pop out and help?
And that's made out of construction mesh. So couldn't you see like all these construction sites completely covered with doilies?
Right.
I mean, doilies are supposed to like cover like frayed and soiled furniture.
Yeah.
And maybe feelings too. So I think it'd make everybody feel a lot better, don't you?
I like them covering the feelings thing. Is that part of it?
Yes, that's part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. It's fantastic.
You know, round, soft edges.
I was going to think my beautiful assistant. You guys look great from behind. I'll keep you in. Just, maybe sequence next time. Thanks, darlings. Now, are you in love at the moment?
I'm between loves, but I love love. I'm a woman who loves life. Yeah, I'm sort of between loves.
So you're looking for love?
I'm looking for love. I'm always looking for love.
Oh, what are you looking for? Just give us 3 things.
Tall, dark, nice, handsome, fun, smart,
All right.
rich, I don't know.
I think we're in the right city. There's plenty here. Well, thank you for being so patient and coming on the show. I love your work.
I enjoyed this a lot.
It's very amazing. And I think it's fantastic what you're doing. Good work.
Okay, thank you. And I love this whole love concept.
We're in love with each other.
We're in love.
Yeah. We're working it together. Now, are you in love at the moment? Sure. And what are you in love with? Life, a person, what you do?
I'm in love with a particular idea that's very related to the zip lines here.
Right, tell us about it.
So I've been working with doing zip lines, but instead of hanging like a sack of potatoes, you actually put on wings and you fly like Superman. But these are actually 16-foot wings that are biomimetic, and you actually explore flights. We did it in Toronto. We flew hundreds of people through downtown Toronto. In San Jose, we flew, and this is actually a really interesting, although they're not saying it, I'm going to say it, zip lining, although it might seem improbable, is fast, radically inexpensive, and emissionless. And for places like Long Island City, which is a really interesting chunk of New York City, where Tomcat Bakery is one of 25 commercial bakeries there. 76 trucks every morning deliver fresh artisanal bread all over New York City, and plumes of diesel fumes to Long Island City residents. And why do we distribute our food in a way that, you know, gives kids asthma?
Yeah.
And, you know, compromises the cardiovascular health of each of us. Why do we do that?
Yeah.
Right? If you, for less than the cost of one of those 76 trucks, for 1 year's maintenance and running cost, you could have a zip line with higher throughput, higher reliability, much less expense, to distribute them down to the waterfront where it's a factor of 7 times less expensive to distribute goods over the water, which of course is the raison d'etre for New York City, right?
So I want to understand, so this is the zip line back here,
That's the zip
and
line.
so you're saying build a massive one like that you will freight things on across land, across miles of land.
No, there's actually particular, you can do them as pipelines, and they're very effective as pipelines. Emissionless, right?
Yeah.
We've got the biggest health problem with our children, is asthma. We love our children, right?
Yeah.
Why do we give them asthma?
Yeah.
So this is a very inexpensive way to do it, very practically, now. So we could just, with a few of them in Long Island City, a network of zip lines have goods. But for people, it's even
What a
more
way to
fun.
travel, particularly those wings on. Where do I get those? They sound fantastic. Have you got some?
I have many, many pairs of them. And we actually also have a group of kids who are doing a zip line to school.
Yeah.
Because they love that, you know, the gentle phenomena of lift and exploring different wing shapes.
Yeah.
And flying, the wonder, the love of flight, the love of, you know, exploring how we can reproduce a tasty, biodiverse and livable, desirable future is something that I think zip lines need to stand for. So if anyone rides this zip line behind us, think of it as an exploration into a possible future. Realize that it's actually demonstrating how probable it is.
I'm into it.
So
would you go?
We can fly and feed the world at the same time.
At the same time.
I'm sold. I'm absolutely
I'm
sold.
with you. So where can we sign up? Where can we go on one? This one? That one? Where are they? Are you in charge of the zip? Are you the zip line queen of the universe?
I am zipping everywhere. We're actually trying to set up a couple in New York City, one in Long Island City and one in the Bronx, to go along the Bronx River, which is the only river in New York City, actually. The Hudson, that little river we call the Hudson, is actually all estuary down here. So the only river, so our plan is to put one up, and anyone who actually wants to see that happen actually can pre-buy their flights to help us.
But I thought you're an artist. How did you get into this? Or is this art meets challenge of society meets practical outcome but still fantastic?
Yes.
I did that well, didn't I? Well, that's good, because I think more artists get involved in solving problems around how public space should work and work not just in their own world but work with governments and councils and corporations, then maybe more unbelievable ideas that are so exceptional can happen.
I think the work, the challenge we all face in the 21st century is really, the challenge we have is to reimagine our future so that we're not degrading our environment. And I think there's a crisis of agency that we all feel, that what to do. What is any one of us as an individual, as an artist, as a collective, as an organization, what do we do? The interesting thing about artists is that they don't really have, no one trusts an artist, no one believes an artist.
But why? Why? Look at Dr. Love. What's there not to trust? Seriously.
So I think if an artist can do something, if an artist can make you zip line across the city, then anyone can do it. That's a really powerful position for each of us to understand that we can reform, we can reimagine, we can redesign our future.
But then it's also about finding partners to collaborate with that believe in you and have the resource and that sort of collective working together in the same direction.
Right. I think actually places like the DOT, the Department of Transportation, would be an audience to understanding this. Are a public agency. So they're not going to believe it because they're a conservative agency. They have to figure out how to keep the curbs to code, right? That's what their main concern is, because that's their job, right? Their work is not to reimagine and rethink how people do things. They're not supporting the kids with the zip line to school initiative, right? But they are a public agency. So once they see that a lot of people, a lot of individuals, like our audience, right, can and will and want to fly, then they are accountable to the public. So I think it doesn't necessarily start with the agencies. I think the responsibility is on each of us to kind of explore what we desire,
Yes.
right? It's that desire of flight, of a cleaner, wonderful future, right? That's, I think...
In the air.
In the air.
Well, how can we support you?
Come to my website, environmentalhealthclinic.net, and buy a zipline flight.
All right.
We call them fly lines, actually. And it's a little bit different. Zip lines are at a really critical stage right now. They're either going to become a dumb thrill ride, right? Or they're going to be an answer to distributing goods and people in a way that's fast, cheap, emissionless, and reliable.
Are you in love at the moment?
In so many things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell us, name a couple. Are you a Casanova?
No.
Love it.
Well, with the work that I do, with the people that I meet, new people, as well as that special someone.
And are they here today?
No, they're not.
Yeah.
They're getting ready for me to play basketball against them, so,
so
I have to meet
they're
them.
on the other team?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that how you guys met?
No. We met at a jazz club, so that was much more special.
Fantastic, and you just hit it off on the dance floor?
Not quite.
Now tell us about the work you're doing that you love at the moment.
Yeah, No Longer Empty. It's a clever name. What we do is we take empty buildings and empty storefronts and we turn them into museum-like exhibitions, public art for the people.
I love that idea. So how do you access these spaces? If they're under a lease or they're abandoned?
They're under a lease. If they're abandoned, they're probably not safe to go into. And what we do is we research the history of the home, the neighborhood. We talk to people, organizations, and we come up with a theme. And then all the artists get to respond to that. And then it becomes this massive show.
So, and where do you source your artists? What's the process to get involved in your project?
Oh, it's super exciting. We feature both local artists as well as New York-based artists as well as international. So people from Italy and Great Britain have come, as well as people from the Bronx and not Staten Island yet, but that will happen.
You'll get it. Don't worry. We're going out there soon too, folks. If you're over in Staten Island, we're heading out. Right, so did you start this? Is this your baby?
A little bit. I wasn't the curator who founded the organization, but I was there from the beginning,
Yeah, right. And what was the inspiration? What kicked it off? Like, who was the bright spark?
The fiscal crisis, perhaps. The ubiquity of empty storefronts. I mean, this happens in every community, so this is a model that anyone can actually do in their own community.
And I guess if there's life and activity and beautiful, things for people to look at, then people will start coming and then business returns.
Yeah, exactly. And that has actually happened where people have actually taken the space after we've been there. It really becomes a pulsating hub. It's really good with love, pulsating heart.
I like a portable window. We're trying to make this space full of love and activate it and bring art and creativity. So are you an artist yourself?
No, I'm an urban planner.
You must have enjoyed Natalie's conversation, like that's sort of where artists and planners and commerce is sort of, it's a good can be a good marriage.
Yeah, it's dynamic and the options are endless of what you can do.
And if you were the mayor of New York, what would you like to see?
Oh, I like Natalie's idea. That would be the first thing. That would really make us a world-class city, Are
you going to get on board?
Yeah.
Have you guys met each other?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you work together?
No, not yet.
All right. I can see another marriage happening here. Could be good. Could be good.
Love connection.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. I am really inspired. Where can we see your website? What's your website?
www.nolongerempty.org. There's also Facebook and Twitter.
I'm going to like you.
Good. You better stay.
Like this lady. Well, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to hand you up to the doctor's capable hands. He's about to die in the sun. We've got to get him out of here.
Before you go, we'd like you to help us with our little medical experiment. We're going to count down from 5 to 0. When we get to 0, we need to see on your face the look of love. What love looks like. So, with a little help from our audience, we're going to count down from 5,
3, 2, 1.
Qué bonito amor. That's for Love TV and for the one.